Hey gamers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the never-ending nightmare that is people being too cowardly to fucking talk to me about their goddamn problems, okay? It's going to be one of those videos. So if you don't want to listen to me rant and go on about stupid bullshit like this, then I would encourage you to leave now. But I do not have any respect for people who do that kind of shit. If you block me for no reason, like out of nowhere, and then turn around and go to your followers, go to your friends, etc., and you start talking shit about me behind my back, like not to my face, like, oh, my friends, I got, and you start complaining to me, then you're just a bad person. Or you start complaining about me, not to me, but if you're complaining about me behind my back, then you're a bad person. I think people are bad in general for that shit. Like, that's just not appropriate. If you have beef with me, fucking say it to my face. Like, legitimately say it to my face. I wouldn't be making this video right now if it wasn't for something that happened on Twitter a few weeks ago. I won't give too many details because I would like to keep this person's identity private, because I don't want to start shit specifically with them. I don't want to get into Twitter drama, you know. But this happened recently with somebody I was working with, and the tweets, like all of their tweets are now deleted, so it really doesn't matter, you know, what I say here, because you can't find it anymore. But what happened was, I was working with this person, and I saw that after we had started working together, they took on like a bunch of other projects, and I was like, oh, that's, you know, okay. So I didn't say anything at first. Like, the day of that we decided to work together, I saw them put up like 3 different commission sheets, or sorry, not commission sheets, but like commission things with a bunch of, like, multiple slots each. So it was like a lot of content, and I didn't say anything. I kind of was like, oh, that's a bit odd, but, you know, I was like, whatever, you know, it didn't matter to me. But I, you know, got a little worried after a while, like after about a week or so, and I kept seeing them put up more and more commission stuff. Like, it started off with 1, and then it was 2, and then it was 3, and then I swear by the time that I started bothering them about it, or not bothering's not the right word, but by the time I asked them about it, it was up to like 5 or 6 different commission slots, and I was getting worried that this thing that we were working on was never going to see the light of day, because I know what it's like to fill up a queue. And it's stressful, and then there's a lot, and then you're trying to multitask and do everything all together, and I just, I was a little concerned. So I slid into their DMs, and I'm like, hey, I saw you put up a bunch of commissions and stuff. I just wanted to know if you've made any progress on the thing that we're working on. And the person said, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, I haven't worked on anything yet, or I haven't started yet. I'm taking commissions because of a personal reason. I won't disclose that. If I end up showing screenshots, I'm sure I'll heavily censor everything. They're like, I need to save up money for this reason, and yeah, I'll send you the sketch the second I finish it. And I said, oh, okay, thank you so much for letting me know, and like a little smiley face, and that was it. That was our whole interaction. I think maybe they responded with something else. I'd have to go back and check our DMs. But I saw, like, that was basically all we said to each other. Then, while I was, like, scrolling through my Twitter feed, I got a random notification, and it was, like, one of those moments things that Twitter shows you. Like when you don't have any notifications because you're a fucking loser like me, so Twitter gives you like moments, like tweets that you could have missed. And it was a tweet from this person that I was working with, and it said something along the lines of like, remember that every artist works at their own pace and that you shouldn't rush people to do things and blah blah blah. And I found it really odd because it seemed to be directly talking about our interaction. And I found it weird because I wasn't rushing this person. I wasn't intending to rush this person. All I did was check in just to see what was up and to see if, you know, maybe they needed to cancel what we were doing or whatever. And, you know, just to check in with them. But I was like, that's odd. And it made me start thinking about, like, oh, you know, having a lot of things on your plate can be really overwhelming, and a lot of people have really bad habits of picking up things that they don't need to and overwhelming themselves and filling up their plates, you know. And I do that. Like, I do that all the time to myself. I'll have like a bunch of art trades, and then I'll be like, but what if I also picked up a commission real quick? And I overwhelm myself. So I put out a tweet that said, like, kind reminder to not overwhelm yourself, you know, take on only what you can. I don't remember exactly what I said. I'm sure I'll have a screenshot up on screen as well. But, you know, I just said that basically. I'm like, you know, make sure to take care of yourself, you know, only do what's good for you and stuff, and kind of moved on with my day. Then about a day later, maybe less, I don't know how exactly long it was, I went to their page again just to see, like, what, you know, what was going on in general, see if they had made any progress on their things and stuff. And I noticed that the tweet that was in my moments section was gone. Like, they had deleted it. And I had this weird suspicion that that was because of me. And I know that's kind of weird. I was like, maybe they took my message the wrong way or whatever, like maybe something like that, which is very possible. I mean, I was thinking about them when I made the tweet. You know, I was a little worried that they were trying to take on too much and didn't have the time for the thing that we were doing. But they deleted their tweet, and I was like, oh, okay. I see how it is. So, literally the next day, after I had messaged them to, like, just to check in on things, I see them, they posted it at around 10 o'clock in the morning, so I was still asleep at that point in time. And they're like, here you go. And I took a look at it, and I looked at it right when I woke up in the morning, so I was still like super tired. But I saw it and I was like, oh, this is really cute, and I downloaded it and I showed it to my friends, and I kind of spaced out on it a little bit, but I was thinking, okay, I'll go back to it later. Like, I will come back to this and I will let them know how much I liked it. That's what I told myself. And I kept spacing out on it. And then later in the day, so maybe around 5 o'clock at night or so, I went to go DM them back and say thank you, because I had finally found myself in a free moment, and I remembered, and I was like, okay, now is a good time to do this. And I had realized in that very moment that they had blocked me. Just straight up blocked me, and I was like, okay, what? That's confusing. So I didn't know why exactly they had blocked me. Like, as I said, we had very friendly interactions, even in the beginning, so I was kind of confused as to why they had blocked me. So I sent one of my friends over to their page to see if maybe they had said something, and unfortunately they did, and this is why I'm making this video. They made a post that said something along the lines of, and I'm sorry I have to keep, like, saying that. I don't have this stuff open in front of me, but they said something along the lines of, God, I am so sick and tired of working with people who pressure me to work faster, and then when I finally finish the work, they don't even say thank you. And at that point, I knew for a fact that it was me. And I realized this because I forgot that Twitter shows you when people see your messages. So I'm sure this person saw that I saw that they finished, and I just didn't say anything. And I got kind of upset because, like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't even give me a chance to defend myself or say thank you. You, as far as you knew, I just saw the picture and I completely ignored you, and that's not the case. And I will admit fully that there was a bit of miscommunication, but to jump from, first of all, accusing me of rushing you and, like, that which wasn't the case at all. As I said, I was very polite about the whole ordeal. I was just curious on the progress and a little worried that maybe they were taking on too much because, you know, I saw them take on our thing and then they took on a bunch of commissions. Like, I'm serious, a bunch of them. And, you know, but I was very polite about the whole thing. So I was really fucking hurt, especially because they didn't have the goddamn balls to come to me and say, hey, you're making me feel rushed. You know, I need time to take care of my stuff or take care of my personal things that, once again, not my place to mention. So I you know, won't say what it is, but like, none of that. It was just such fucking bullshit. And I think the best part is, during all of this, somewhere in all of this, they had mentioned, or they had put out another tweet, which I think is still up, potentially, saying, like, if you're ever curious about an artist's, like when an artist is working on stuff, you should ask to see their to-do list or find their to-do list and, like, take a look at their queue and stuff. And first of all, I haven't met a ton of artists who have their queues public. I mean, I've met a few. I'm not saying they don't exist, but it's just not super common. I know that I personally do not share my queue with people online, but I had seen that, and so I went to go look at, like, I was actually thinking, funny enough, I was actually thinking of commissioning them. So they had, like, a terms of service thing out there as well, and this is important to the queue thing. I know I kind of did a spiral on this, but this is important, don't worry. So I was going to commission them, so I looked at their terms of service, and if you scrolled down in their terms of service, it said that their average turnaround for commissions and other owed art is, get this, 1 to 3 months. 1 to 3 months. 1 to motherfucking 3 months. I'm sorry, what? Like, okay, here's the thing. I would understand that for someone who maybe works in, like, the industry or, like, you know, like professional people who, like, work on, like, let's say someone on the Overwatch team opened up commissions and obviously, like, they have to prioritize working for Blizzard and making stuff for them and et cetera, and, like, that's understandable, totally reasonable, et cetera. This is a, I'm just gonna say younger artist about my age who, like, I'm not here to judge your life, but if it's taking you 1 to 3 months to finish one commission, I have to wonder if you're either overwhelming yourself or not managing your time properly. And if you're overwhelming yourself by taking commissions, then maybe you shouldn't take commissions. And I understand that's not an option for some people, but it's just complicated when you look at the facts. And I'm really genuinely not here to judge. I really genuinely am not here to judge. I'm sure I'm making myself sound like an asshole, but, like, 1 to 3 months is a very long turnaround time, and then you're filling up your queue, like, to the brim. Like, after I looked at the 1 to 3 month turnaround time thing, bringing it back to the queue thing that they mentioned, I found their queue. I went to go find it. And I am not joking when I say it was very full. Like, all of those commissions that they had put up got people bidding, which, great, good for them, but, like, they had a ton of things to do, yet they were reaching out. Like, the only reason I was ever interacting with this person was because we were, like, Twitter mutuals, and they had put out a post one night saying, hey, does anyone want to, you know, work with me? And I said yes. I went out of my way. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'd like to work with you, you know, broaden my horizons. And yeah, so they were reaching out for more work. And I really wish I could hop back in time and take a look at their queue back when they were asking originally if people wanted to work together. I didn't, but I wish I had, because then I would have known that I would have known for sure that their queue was already fairly full. Like, as I said, when I went to go check, it was topped off. It had a lot in it. And I mean, I'm sure they could have taken more, not responsibly, but I'm sure they could have taken more. But, like, genuinely, like, that's a whole big thing. And this is all important. I kind of went off on a tangent about this one person, but that, bringing it back to the main point of all of this, is that if you have a problem with me, I don't care about your circumstances. I genuinely don't. If you have a problem with me, fucking tell me. I really hated that situation that I went through with the Twitter person. Like, genuinely, I really fucking hate that happened. And it made me feel super weird and super uncomfortable, and despite my name not being said on their page, I felt really, like, frustrated, and I don't know. The fact that they did not have the balls to tell me, though, like, hey, I feel disrespected because you didn't say anything when you first saw the art, or hey, I feel kind of rushed by you because you came to check in with me about the progress of our piece. Like, the fact that there was absolutely no communication over this whole thing is what gets me the most. If I see one more person do this to me, the whole, I'm gonna block you and then turn around and tell my followers and friends, and I think I said this earlier in the video, but like, if I see that again, like, if I see that shit again, that petty fucking bullshit again, I will not hesitate to put people on blast. Like, that's essentially what these people are doing to me, despite, like, not mentioning my name, but they're, like, going to their followers and they're playing victim for sympathy points that they don't deserve because they didn't communicate, because it ultimately breaks down to person upset. Person doesn't want to communicate that they're upset to the person that they're upset with. Person still wants to complain and get attention for their feelings. So they're gonna go off and be really petty about everything. And I realize how much of a hypocrite that makes me, because by making this video, I'm becoming incredibly petty. But I've had way worse experiences with way worse people than this one Twitter incident. Like, legitimately, there have been people, and I don't want to get into this, this is definitely for another video, but there have been people who have straight up blocked me out of nowhere. Like, we've been friends, we've been communicating, we've been talking, and out of nowhere, they'll block me and put up a message on their social media accounts to their hundreds of followers going, wow, I'm really sick and tired of toxic people in my life, and I'm getting rid of X, Y, and Z people from my life. Like, I think I was name dropped originally, like, in this old event. I can't quite remember because it was years ago now, but I think I was originally name dropped. Like, I was tagged, and that's how I found out that, like, they were gonna block me and stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm not friends with these people. Like, it was me and a bunch of other people that they burned, and I went to them in DMs and I said, hey, like, what's up? Was that a joke? Like, I thought we were friends. Nothing seemed to be wrong with us. You never communicated that anything was wrong. And they went, oh, I haven't liked you since I met you. This person, without going into too much detail, was holding a grudge for at least a year and a half because I said that I made a comment once about their OC's design because I didn't think it was super well-rounded. Legitimately. Because I said something along the lines of, like, oh, I don't think these colors work very well together on the character. Because I made one offhand comment on a 8-hour stream that I did when I was younger. Because of that, they held a grudge for me for a year and a half. Pretended to be my friend, got close to me, and then turned around and stabbed me in the back, going, I never liked you. We never talked about it. We never talked about it. None of the details were ever mentioned to me about this. It was just one day it was, yeah, we're done. We're done. Out of fucking nowhere. And they threatened to tell people that I cared about that I was a bad person and to, like, expose me for something that I didn't fucking do. Like, they were like, oh yeah, if you, like, tell anybody that I decided to get rid of you for essentially no reason, if you tell anybody that, I'm gonna tell, he actually threatened to tell my girlfriend at the time, who is now my, like, best friend in the whole world. He threatened to tell her that I was a bad person and make up a bunch of fucking fake things about me to make her hate me, essentially. And that hurts a lot because it was out of nowhere. He pretended to be my friend. He didn't say a word. And then one day he was like, I'm done with you. I am gonna expose you. I don't want you in my life anymore. And he had every right to not want me in his life anymore. You know, if you don't want me around, then tell me. Communicate that with me, because genuinely, and this is the main point of the video, what hurts is that people aren't fucking communicating. I am sick and tired of people not having the balls to say to me, hey, you know, I don't like the way you act, or you're upsetting me, or whatever. So here's the fucking deal. If you have a problem with me, tell me. Tell me to my face. Don't turn around and go tell your Twitter friends. Don't tell your DeviantArt friends. Don't tell your Amino friends. Don't try and subtweet me and get me canceled for a misunderstanding. And even if it's not a misunderstanding, and it's a legitimate problem, then tell me. I am not gonna get mad. I consider myself to be a very understanding person. Legitimately. I really do. I do my best to, you know, help out and understand people's situations and give them the benefit of the doubt and everything. So if you legitimately have a problem with me, tell me to my face. And that goes for everybody. I know some people are kind of bad with this stuff, but if you have a problem with somebody, tell them to their face. Because you know what's gonna be worse? You know what's gonna hurt more? Is when that person wakes up one morning and finds out that you're talking shit about them, or you're like suddenly exiling them out of your life just because, you know, you feel like it, just because, you know, you didn't communicate, you didn't talk about your problems. You know, that feels 10 times worse than if you just say to somebody, hey, I don't like the way that you're treating me. Please, for the love of God, speak the fuck up. Because I am so tired of this shit happening, and I am dead serious when I say the next person who does it to me will be put on blast. Because this kind of passive-aggressive bullshit behavior isn't appropriate. And we need to be talking about it more, and we need to be realizing that it's not okay, and we need to learn together that we need to stop that kind of behavior. So, you know, sorry for the serious video. I know this is a heavy topic, and I'm sure that I am going to put myself through hell editing it. I'm looking over at my recording right now, and it's 30 minutes long, so this will be a long video, and I'm sure that while I'm listening back through it, I'll wish I had said something different or said something extra, you know, but I, you know, wanted to put this out here, and I wanted to get it out there, and I did it in the only way I know I could. Like, right now I am currently in Minecraft strip mining and turning my brain off and just letting myself talk like I do in live streams. I talk like this a lot in live streams, which is a great segue to say, hey, if you haven't already and you really enjoy my content or like listening to me ramble, you should subscribe to my channel, because I think I'm going to be doing this a lot more often. Maybe not about such serious topics, but I definitely want to ramble more and talk more and get to know the channel members a little bit better. And if you want to hear this stuff live, you should definitely hit that bell, because then you'll get notified every time that I go live. Or if you don't want to hit that bell because you think the bell is stupid, you can join my Discord server, and the link should be like at the top of the description or near the top of the description. And everyone over there in my Discord server is super rad. We're actually a lot more active these days because more and more people have been joining. You know, thank you so much. It makes me feel really, really, really rad that I have people actually being active in my server for once. Like, it's such a surreal feeling to know that even if I'm not there, people are at least occasionally interacting with each other. So if you want to come join and participate in some silly polls and listen to us argue for days and days about whether or not pissing in sinks is okay, then you should totally come join. Leave a comment, actually. I'm hella curious to hear about if anyone else has had experiences like this with people just being like super passive aggressive or, you know, whatever. So if you have a story to share, or if you have any comments to make on my opinion, you disagree with me or whatever, please, you know, let me know. I'd love to start an actual conversation about this, and we either talk about it in the comments, or, you know, you could, you know, join my Discord server. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope to God that this didn't take me forever to edit. But I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your year. Remember to wear your masks outside, okay? Like, seriously, wear a mask. Whoa, it's a creeper! Aw, man. Anyways, on that note, before I fucking blow up in this mine shaft, I will catch y'all next time. Love you. Bye.